Yo, what's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Jeff Will's Praise Party right here on Gospel Mix Radio. Y'all, we got a guest in the building, y'all. We got a guest in the building.
This dude is amazing.
Listen, we got to play one of his clips real quick. J Fresh, we got to do that real quick, man. Play that.
Come on, we got to play this.
Come on, brother.
So many women walking around here proclaiming that they're ready for marriage, asking why I can't find my husband. But I'm here to tell you, baby, that you simply haven't prepared your feet to walk into his life yet. All you getting is assorted colors on your feet. You still for the streets, as the prophet Future said. But if you ready for a change in your life, somebody turn to your neighbor and say, after white, I am a wife. You've got to walk down to the nearest ling-ling. Say, baby, I'm here for destiny. She gonna say, color. You say, baby, I told you destiny. White can only touch these toes. I'm trying to find my husband. She gonna begin to prune and shape and cut. But guess what? When that white glaze touch your toes, glory be to God, you're gonna feel a tingle up and down your spine. I guarantee you walked up in there single, but you gonna walk out being a wife. Somebody turn your and say they lick about.
Y'all, we got social media's Bishop up in here, Bishop Litty, a.k.a. Curtis McCall. What's going on,
What's going on, y'all? How y'all doing? Thank y'all for having me. Oh, that's so churchy.
You the bishop.
Look, he's the bishop. You're the bishop.
What's been going on, doctor?
A whole lot and nothing at the same time. To God be the glory. Let's get my churchiness out the way so we can have a giving honor to my pastor, Apostle Brian Meadows, and the Embassy Church family.
Oh, yeah, you churchy, brother.
Yes,
real honor
churchy.
To the man of God, me.
Amen.
I'm excited to be here with you all. The Praise Party Show. We are here, man.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you,
Yes,
man.
sir.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you coming through.
Thank you, brother.
So, brother, how has it been? You know, I seen you on social media for the longest of times.
Yeah,
you know,
it's been a minute.
And it seems like you're breaking through, brother.
I mean, like we talk about moments. Right now it's just a moment.
Right.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I would say that for me and mine, it's just been a journey. It's been cool. It's been accelerated. It's been fun. And what I do love about God's grace, gotta go there, is that he's not allowing me to really feel it. So as I'm walking through, I'm going through, I'm doing things, God isn't allowing me enough of a oomph to even celebrate it.
Right.
Wow.
So that what keeps me consistent. That's what keeps me going. Is that I don't know what's going on.
Right.
That's amazing.
Take us through to this, because I've seen this. I've seen you get like a million views on Facebook. I've seen you circulated from like, I believe 2014, 2015.
Yeah.
I'm seeing this. I'm seeing you with a side by side with a frosted flakes or Lucky Charms or something. I'm seeing that, and I'm like, okay, he got a millie, and you're consistent with your millies, but you ain't break through.
I think it goes back to timing. Everything is meant to happen in season. I feel like God allowed me to gain enough of a platform to see what I could have.
Right.
But I wasn't mentally prepared to go forth with it.
Right.
I would have messed it up at that time.
Right.
Because I was smelling myself too much. So God is basically like, you know, the commercial where he thinks, like, oh, you almost got it.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what God was doing. I'm going to get you here, but I'm not going to give it to you yet.
Oh, you talking about that insurance company is like, oh,
Yes.
here's that dollar.
Yes.
Oh, you got to be quicker than that.
Yes. But instead of saying quicker than that, I felt like he was saying, you got to have more of me.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
What was that moment where you got to when it was like, all right, God, hey, bro, you see me out here? Or was it you hitting a brick wall and then it's just like, you know what? Because I could tell you got like a surrender story.
Yeah.
Like you know what?
Okay.
If I just lay all this down, you know what? I'm going to give everything to you.
I was battling too much. At the end of the day, I was still trying to hold on to my secular stuff, but then trying to do work for God. So once I made up in my mind that, God, if I sell out for you, please don't let me look like a fool. And once I fully surrendered,
My God.
Took off.
like in a crazy way. So yeah, we've seen me for years,
Right.
but consistently to have the winds of inspiration that has come over my life, that's me fully saying, you know what, God, I'm not gonna sing R&B no more. Not because I'm judging the people that do,
Right.
but I understand that obviously you have another work for me to do.
Right.
So if I fully accept the job, God, please guide me and take me the rest of the way.
Absolutely.
So that's what happened. I just did an R&B concert last April, and it didn't feel right. It didn't feel right. I put it out. It was well produced. We in my homeboy's film studio. We had like 7 cameras. All the musicians had their own camera. It was produced very well, but it wasn't fulfilling.
Wow.
And at that point, I knew that I couldn't do both. I understood what it's like to try to live on both sides.
Right.
And so, like I said, I told God, like, God, if you don't want me to do this anymore, make it make sense. Man.
Right.
And even with the comedy, it took a long time to understand that it was actually medicinal. Because there's so many people, the older folk, that'll tell you, oh, this just silly. But then once you start seeing the post, hey man, I have cancer. When I'm sitting in the hospital bed, I laughter takes my pain away.
How'd you feel about that, man? How did you feel about your influence on that? Like, wow, people really looking at my stuff.
To be honest with you, just today, I cried.
Wow.
Because I cried literally in a van because this young girl, she's 8 years old. Her name is Milani. Today is her 8th birthday. And she just sent the video, hey, Mr. Curtis, today's my birthday, and I'm going in grace. And that was a moment for me. Because it's like, man, God, like, you really giving me territory, bro.
Right.
To where now it's not just the adults, but kids are saying it. And that's the future. Like, not saying I don't look at the adults, but I have such a heart for the youth because they are the future. I mean, we still youthful too. I'm only about to be 32.
Right.
So we got to stop thinking because we're not the youth.
Yeah, man.
Look,
I'm 22,
so
I'm
still
22,
16.
man.
I'm still 16.
Yeah.
So
in the name of Jesus.
Right. So for God to trust me with now the kids' eyes, what that also shows me is that the parents trust me.
Absolutely. And that's big right there.
That is huge.
Especially being a Christian influencer.
Right. So I can't fall.
Right.
Now I do have a question for you. And I know we were just talking about this off camera. When you're coming up with the material, do you have times where you just have to take a break and just say, hey, I need some inspiration? I need something that'll help me become consistent, because often as creators we see them just dish out content. And we as young creators don't really see if they ever take a break. Like, we don't see if Kev on stage takes a break.
Right. Well, as for me, the one thing that I did learn about being a creative influencer, like once you get to that place, is learning how to prioritize your time. Reason why I say that is because, say for instance, I have a Monday and I book the film studio. I could film like 5 skits that'll carry me through the week.
Jesus.
So while I'm dropping videos, people are looking at like, man, he doing videos every day. I recorded all of those on Monday.
Wow.
Or if I got enough skits, but then also, like I said, it's the winds of inspiration that I want people to really understand. I may not want to post something that day. I may just not be thinking about it, and something may happen. That's funny. Let me just go ahead and do that. But as far as the creative fatigues, I don't want to go off on my tangent. Yes, you do get fatigued creatively. But in those times, if God is really in it, you can take your break. Because if God's going to give you territory, he's not going to snatch it from you just because you're having a bad day.
Right.
Wow. And that's crazy, because we often get to the point of, once we're in our high, so to speak, we're going through, and then as soon as we feel like, oh, there's no inspiration, we try to force it, and it still didn't work. And then we be like, well, then there go all my views.
But see, that's the enemy at play, and the enemy is twofold. Social media, even though I'm a social media influencer, I've realized the pull that it could have on a person. Because social media, I don't know, did any of you see that documentary that they had, social
Netflix,
influence on HBO?
Yeah.
Netflix. It's really geared to keep you on.
Yeah.
So I say to any social media influencer, once you find your niche, learn that you're dope. Once you know that you're good, you don't have to be on here all the time. checking your phones, looking at. That's why like now I turn my phones down because it's some days I just don't want to see notifications. I love you all,
boy,
but it's just some days I be like, look, reading all the comments, looking at all the stuff. You can literally get high off that stuff.
Yeah.
I never want to get to a place again because in 2014, 15, when I had that first go around, I got high off of that type of attention. I literally would walk outside and hope that people will walk up to me and notice me.
And I did a video on YouTube that basically said, looking at your stats stuns your growth.
Yes.
And I was coming from the aspect, not just physical growth, but yourself internally, because the whole time you're looking at it, and you're declining.
Right.
Instead of increasing because you're not focused on your craft.
Right. But look at it. Also, it's about impact. My thing is like right now, I'm about being impactful. So if I got a video that does 1 million and then my next video only does 10,000, what happens if out of that 10,000 views, it touched more people?
right.
Gee.
What if that 10,000 is your major core
Correct.
who comes to the shows?
Yeah.
Because we got to think about this. And yeah, I'm sorry for my voice. Like, I'm real hoarse. Church was yesterday. We were going in.
Hey, man. That's
Leave me
awesome.
alone.
Everything was double.
Hell,
My God. My God.
but you got to think about this. I always equate Instagram views to church.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I can have 88 people look at my video, it's a win.
Yeah.
If you have 88 people come to a storefront church, is that not a win?
That's
Right.
a win.
Is that not a win?
Even
win.
and not to cut you off, my apologies, but even the people that only have 100 followers, that's a lot of people.
Exactly.
Bro. Like people get so hung up on Kurt. You got 16 here, you got 60 here. Okay, cool. But out of my 16, how many people really tune in?
Thank you.
Yes.
Because if you have 100 and you getting 100 likes, you're more important to a brand than I may ever be.
Yeah.
Because your turnaround is better.
Right.
But a lot of people get so caught up on that number, man. Like, and this is something that I had to learn too with the analytics, is the fact that I do look at my analytics, yes, because I do want to see what works and why. But at the end of the day, if that stops you from putting out the type of content that you're inspired to do so, the analytics actually, like you said, stunts your growth. It works against you.
Yeah.
Because God may give you motivation to do something totally different, but it don't fit what I've been doing and what works for me.
Right.
You teaching.
That's the audacity of you to trump what God has for you simply because it don't go for the man-made numbers.
Right.
I don't have time for that.
You would talk about your support system, and we were talking offline about that, but we're going to talk about this online. Tell me about your new support system, man.
Man, all right, man.
And take all the time that you need now.
Please.
First of all, we got to start off at home.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? 'Cause that's the first ministry.
That's
my
it.
My wife is a rock.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you a story, and we're going to go into it. My wife.
Such a preacher.
My wife.
Such a preacher.
My wife kept me from killing myself.
Wow.
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 When my
That's
dad,
real.
When my dad died, rest in peace to my father. When my
Definitely.
dad died, man, I was lost. So I went viral, hit straight with a couple million views, close to like 20. Then my dad died. That's why I went away. And when my dad died, because we were so close, and me and my wife were kind of on the rocks. You know what I'm saying? We didn't go too deep into it. But once she knew that my dad had that heart attack, she was right there, bro. Because I can tell you this, without my wife having come to my rescue during that time, we wouldn't be sitting here right now.
Wow.
Jesus.
Because my wife had a heart attack. I mean, my wife, Lord, cancel that, Lord have mercy.
In the name.
Let's send it back.
My daddy had a heart attack Sunday after church. He was playing basketball, one of my little brothers. I go to the hospital. I leave the hospital roughly around 10 o'clock that night. Wife is knocking on my door at 11. And the whole time I was driving home, I told God, I said, God, if my dad dies, I'm killing myself. Me and my wife wasn't together. We were separated. But she knew, for whatever reason, I need to be with her. She walked off her job just to make sure that I didn't get
Wow.
So I say all that to say we have to honor my wife before
Absolutely.
anything.
Absolutely.
We have to.
Dedication.
We have to.
Absolutely.
But second, also being a part of a institution, a Christian assembly like Embassy City, we're prophetic ministry. We're a ministry that believes in the creative, and that has honed my gift. simply because I'm around other people that's like me. When you're the anomaly or you're the solitaire all the time, that gets fatiguing too.
Whew, you can say that again.
When you're the only one with vision, you're the only one thinking outside the box, everybody else is inside. That will fatigue you and stunt your growth more than anything. So when you get around people that are like-minded,
Right.
and in like-minded, first thing being growth,
Right.
everything is going to accelerate.
Yeah.
Because everybody sees past where you are.
Right.
So Embassy City is a place that I firmly feel. I should have recorded this. I can send it to them. But
They gonna see it. Don't worry. Give them a shout out right now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Embassy City, Apostle Brian Meadows. I love y'all so much. But Apostle has infused this place with such a culture of building and intercession and prophetic ministry that you have no choice but to grow there. Because if you ain't growing there, I don't know what's wrong with you.
Right.
And if you don't believe in growth, you ain't going to last there too much longer anyway. Because there are people that believe in seeing what you do and helping you grow it. They're not the type to sit up there and watch you. Oh, you sing? We need to do something. Oh, yeah, you a comedian? We need you to do something. Oh, man, you do graphic design? Let's link you up with this minister right here. Let's just figure it out. That's the type of church they are. Everybody in that church is a part of somebody's ministry. That's crazy. I've never experienced anything like that, where when you walk in, somebody is working with this many. Somebody's working with this ministry. It's like, man, like, okay, cool. Like,
Because mainly people just sit there.
Right.
And they just receive the word. And then sometimes they don't even give back.
Right. But that also helps with the growth of the church, right?
Right. Absolutely.
If you're a part of a ministry, that means you invested.
right.
Woo. So you gonna build. Because I want to see whatever ministry, even if it's competitive, I want to see whatever ministry I'm a part of bloom.
Right.
So I'm gonna build. I'm gonna be here besides Sunday.
Hello. Say that. Look at the
Keep
camera one more
saying
time.
I'm gonna be here besides a Sunday. I'm gonna be at church. Like me, sometimes I'll just go to the church just cause. Hey, y'all up at church? I'm coming. Just sit there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like
Just
literally.
to be in the presence.
Yeah, man.
Cause that's all it is, bruh. I gotta be on the same tip. Me and my church at 3D, we saw each other every day. When I first started, just every day. And I ain't know it could be possible.
Man, listen.
That's how much we wanted to be around each
That's
other.
what I'm saying. Isn't it exciting? Like once
Yeah.
you get into a place where it's like, I know I'm supposed to be
Right.
here. That's what Embassy is for me in a nutshell. Like, I know I'm supposed to be there. And
Right.
I hated Embassy at first.
Wow.
Because
Wow.
it went against everything that I've been taught. I'm old school Baptist. Smoke machines, lights, the light shows and the lights all low.
Oh, you
We
was
got
real
all
to
these-
that. What
you
they got
real
up
there.
in here?
Yeah, we got all these strings playing. I mean, we got an organ there, but they just fill in, and I'm like, I don't know if I like this place. I tried not to like Embassy so bad.
Couldn't do it.
Man, I tried. And there is one of the pastors at the church. His name is Ajani. I used to call him a Johnny.
Johnny.
I used to call his name is Ajani or Aji. He gonna see this too. But he said something to me the other day at the leadership meeting. He said, for some reason, when I looked at you, I felt you ain't like it. That's why I went in.
Wow.
Because I joined the church during the pandemic, so it would sign up probably like 15 people in the sanctuary. So I got to have an intimate relationship with God in
Wow.
an empty sanctuary. It was like 15 of us up in there all spread out. He was like, bro, that's why I was going so hard. I'm like, really? He was like, it worked. You here now? I'm like, hey, it did. So yeah,
Sir,
so that's
you are the GOAT, sir.
yeah, because had not been for the way that man prayed, I don't know if I would be there. I love Apostle, but the prayers worked on me.
Definitely.
It softened me up, so when Apostle taught, I was able to really get it. Because had I had been sitting up there, turn these lights up and all that, I wouldn't have heard nothing he said.
Right. I say all that because I saw me and you got history. I know old Kurt.
Yeah, man.
You know old Jay.
Yeah, Lord.
So we was wild. We was wild.
But you started first.
yeah.
You started to transition first. You started. And I had a grudge with you for a long time about that. I'm like,
Wow.
bro, I want to do the beats. And he never said no, but he ain't say yeah either.
You know what? Jeff Will has a tendency of doing that.
Man.
So it's like, I had
He
to
be like,
watch.
They all air you out
Look,
now.
look,
Now
he be
your
like-
people air you out
He'd be
now.
like, yeah, we'll do it. and then I show up.
You's a doggone lie. The devil is a lie up in here.
But no, y'all, I'm gonna give y'all just a brief history. Me and this man met performing at teen clubs.
Wow.
Specifically, what's the name of that club?
Which one?
The one where y'all really
The Lab.
The lab,
The Lab.
man. So we started out there, doing our secular thing. And we met up. We tried to do things a few times, but it never quite worked. Not that we didn't like each other. It's just
it ain't flow.
once about it, it goes back to timing.
Timing. Yeah. I was just about to say that.
We wasn't meant to be successful over there. If we were successful, we ain't no telling. We probably wouldn't be here right now,
Right.
uplifting and talking about God. We'd be over there. So when you started doing the praise parties and all that stuff, and being at the church, I'd be like, "Oh, that's why the bro ain't sending me no beats." Like, bro,
I did send you beats. You probably just ain't like them.
I don't know, man. Well, I mean, hey, man, I remember it my way. Bump it. My story sound better. Now That's what we gonna go with. Bro left me in the trenches. He found the Lord first, for real. But nah, so that's what happened. You started it first, and then after a while, as being somebody who stayed out there, you just get tired, man. You get tired of being unfulfilled.
Yeah.
You get tired of empty gratitude. That's what I call it. Where you're not helping anybody do anything. So if I go sing an R&B song, I may have helped you get the girl that night. But after that, then what?
Right.
No lives was changed. Your life probably got worse.
It's a race instead of a marathon.
Boom.
It's a sprint. I used to run track.
Okay.
So whenever we did hurdles, I did 100, 200 meter hurdles. But then one day, I'm literally finished my 200 meter. I put my sweatpants back on because I ain't like them little small shorts.
Yeah.
And I got me some pizza. You ain't supposed to have pizza if you about to run. Got me some pizza. I take the first bite. Coach says, "Dunson." I said, "What?" He said, "Come on, get up in here. We gonna do this 400 meter relay." I said, "Coach, I ain't never did 400 meter. I'm hurdles." He said, "No, come up in here." Now I done already got one bite in my system. So I'm like, "Oh Lord," but it wasn't the fact that I had to be fast.
Man.
It wasn't the fact that I had to be fast because my whole team was there. I had to work as a team. I was the second leg. Wow. So I had a good, even though I wasn't really a good sprinter, I do good second place.
Okay.
I do good second place. But that's all they needed in order to get first place.
Wow.
Because as soon as that gun took off, boom, good sprint for the first one. Then I would get a good second place.
Gotta sustain.
Third would come with another second place. And then as soon as that fourth hit, that was the sprint. That was the sprint.
I said all that to say, and I ain't crying, y'all. I really ain't crying. It's my voice. I say that to say, man, I'm really proud of you, man.
Man,
because you're doing your thing out here, bro.
Thank you.
You're doing your thing.
I'm trying, man. To God be the glory. And I say that a lot to the point where it probably becomes cliche. But I tell people that all the time. Like, if folks be like, "Man, you doing so good," I be like, "Man, thank God." Folks be like, "No, I'm like, "Nah, for real, bro. Like, you don't understand. This ain't me. God is using me for real.
Right.
Like, I feel it. So when certain stuff happen, I be a fan. Like, God, you worked.
Right.
But that's the thing. It says in the Bible, "Seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all the things will be answered unto you."
Yes.
But the only way that you can do that is if you give him the glory first.
Yeah.
You got to give him the glory when it hurts. You got to give him the glory when things don't look right. You got to give him the glory in all aspects. It's easy to give God the glory when you high. Yeah, it's easy to give God glory when you up there with you got a Bentley, you riding down with a Camaro, all that. It's easy to give God. But what about, can you give God the glory when you only have $30 and you got a car note due by tomorrow?
But you know where that comes from? That comes from having the joy of the Lord.
Right.
Or having the peace of the Lord. Do you know that when, and I believe this is revelation that I had a minute ago about when it comes to them being on the boat in the storm. I think people look at that story wrong. So when Jesus says, "Peace be still," he wasn't talking to the wind.
No, not at all.
But there's a lot of people that think that he said, "Peace be still," and the wind stopped. No, peace just happened to emerge. The wind still did what it did. The wind operated in what it was supposed to do.
Right.
But when peace came, they was able to see the wind for what it was rather than feeling it. It's the same thing when it comes to us, right? When I have the joy of the Lord, when money troubles come, when car troubles come, all of that is just the devil trying to shuffle me, because the devil don't want none of that stuff. He really wants your power. But as long as I keep my power, when things get bad, I still got joy. Right. It's not saying I'm not going to get mad. It's not saying that I'm going to be out here just happy all the time. No, but when I got real peace and joy, I'm able to navigate through everything.
Right.
And the crazy part is you got to look at the dictation or the language in that peace be still.
Yes.
When he said peace, there was a comma.
See, here we go.
There was
about to get me started. That's my type of language.
Look, when there was a peace, there was a comma. So he was saying peace throughout the whole situation, but then he was saying be still to the disciples, because it was the disciples that were rowdy. The disciples were rowdy. They were like, "Hey Jesus, hey bruh, look, you sleep over here. We about to die."
Yeah.
So you got one person doing that over here. You got one person doing that over here. Jesus was just saying peace. And then he said, look, be still.
Right.
Y'all forgot who I was.
Man. And so many times, even as a creative, that's the problem with a lot of creatives, is we seek God at certain times. God, I need you to do this.
Right
now. But what happens if you just wake up and say, God, download systems in me? Give me the power to do this, God. God, give me what you want me to do.
Right.
Yes.
You'll never not have an idea. And if you don't have an idea, I know it sounds contradictory, that means God just wants you to chill anyway.
Right.
That's right.
Right.
And you got to be able to take that, because that's where that force comes from you was talking about. Now when I'm sitting up here just trying stuff and it ain't working, was God speaking at that time?
No.
But that leads into a deeper thing. Do we know the voice of God? Do we know how God deals with us? Some people God deals with through pictures. Some people deals with God through God deals with us through sound, through people. You even got to know how God wants to talk to you, and a lot of the times that's rooted in how you receive anyway.
Right.
Exactly.
But people never take the time to learn themselves and learn what the Holy Ghost actually is. We just talk about it. But that's what happens, man. So I definitely enjoyed this. I appreciate you all.
Man, yeah. Man, you know,
definitely.
Listen, just know anytime you come up here, you can be yourself, bro.
Thank you, man.
Just be
Anytime.
you. Just be you.
I want to try to get Apostle up here, man.
Man,
Please.
I
Come
want to try to
through.
get Apostle.
Please.
Man, you get him. I'm getting John. I'm getting Elmore to come through.
Yes.
I want
We got to all sit and talk like this.
I'm saying.
But see, the thing
Oh,
with
that mean
Apostle-
never got to get off work too.
Nah, man, that thing with Apostle, man, Apostle gonna come up here. He gonna start speaking in the Greek, and the next thing you know, he gonna start just talking about other stuff. Hear me, and God bless you, and
Hear me now.
receive.
Hear
And
me
then he
now.
like, Apostle, I'm just playing.
There's
But,
something
Hey, man, tell him to come through.
oh, I love that dude though. But yeah, he like that. He talk, especially if you got talking about wins. That's his ministry.
Both of y'all come.
Wins is-
Hey,
is-
both of y'all come back.
So that's where a lot of the times when you hear me, I ain't gonna lie, it's regurgitation. Yeah, my pastor did say this. That sound cool.
But that's reverence of your leader, man.
Yes.
You go ahead and say this. So
That-
when he
that
said,
means-
That's you taking on your leaders.
And it's exactly what I said. That means you got fed.
Yeah. Right.
That means you retained it.
Right.
That means you were able to come back and say, this is what I learned. And he was able to teach you more.
Right.
A lot of times we get to the base.
Nope. No. Woo.
Come on, man.
We gotta go.
All right. We just gotta do a part 2.
All right, part 2.
Man, the way we got to cut up this.
Y'all have I did my job. I'm cool.
Kurt, man, where can they find you, man?
Man, Curtis.Akeem on everything. You call me by my last name because you know me.
Oh, my bad. I'm
No,
gonna
that's a
edit
good
it out.
thing. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. But you know, Curtis Akeem is what I go by. CURTIS period AKEEM on everything. Literally.
Awesome.
I almost said see Akeem in the beginning.
Oh Lord, that's old school, man. That's old school, man. They need to go look that up though. See where God has brought me from.
Come on.
That's why I don't delete nothing.
It's a
Yeah.
testimony.
See,
It's a,
thank you, man.
Definitely.
appreciate you.
Y'all, that was Curtis
He almost
Akeem
said
right here
He really
on Jeff
did.
Will's Praise Party. We're going to get back into some more music, and we'll be right back here on Jeff Will's Praise Party on Gospel Mix Radio. Let's get it.
Piped up, cause we about to have a praise party. Praise party. Praise party. Yeah, we about to have a praise party. Praise party. party.